You are the nation's strength, you are the nation's future. Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In line with the government's development program to uplift the nation, People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises. Visit your nearest People's Bank for more details.
Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In a few moments, the news.
People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
.45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Soundithavam. Many projects at Grama Niladhara divisions based on the advice of the Prime Minister. The report on the demolition of the Ana Vilundava sanctuary site was submitted to Parliament yesterday. The report of the 5-member committee on clearing the Ana Vilundava wetland tabled in Parliament. The bus priority lane to be re-implemented. More foreign arrivals test positive for COVID-19. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is instructed to renovate 5,000 tanks expeditiously. They will be renovated according to traditional technology and modern scientific methods. The National Food Production Programme will be implemented while using 180,000 acres of abandoned paddy fields island-wide. This was revealed during a discussion yesterday at the Presidential Secretariat under the patronage of the President on the future plans of the State Ministry of Rural Paddy Fields, Tanks, Reservoirs and Irrigation Development. The President pointed out that although tank renovation projects were implemented earlier, people and the public severely criticised those projects. The President said that they were criticised as traditional technology and scientific methods on the retention of water were not followed. The President emphasised the need to rectify those shortcomings and to renovate the tanks under common criteria and to renovate them according to the methods unique to those areas. The President said that water in the tanks should be used not only to cultivate paddy fields but also for other irrigation needs such as to supply drinking water. Renovation of tanks should be done while protecting the industries connected to the tanks, and the projects should be implemented with the agreement of farmer associations and affiliated institutions. The President instructed to renovate irrigation schemes to coincide with the renovation to the tanks. He instructed to renovate 500 small tanks situated inside forest reserves for the use of wildlife. Head of the Presidential Task Force in Economic Resurgence, Basil Rajapaksa, said that the capacity of tanks has been reduced since they have been filled. He pointed out the need to speedily repair a large number of tanks targeting the Maha season. It was also discussed the need to speedily complete Mahayala in the North Central and Vayambala projects. Under these projects, 80,000 hectares of land will be cultivated during both seasons using 1,500 rural tanks. Attention was paid on publishing a Gazette notification within 6 months on all forest reserves near irrigation schemes and rivers. Parliament will meet again at 10:30 a.m. today. The adjournment motion was presented by the Chief Government Whip, Minister Johnston Fernando. Thereafter, the debate on the adjournment motion commenced. Attention was paid on solving the problems of the Samudhi movement. Expressing his views, MP Jagat Kumara said that speedy steps should be taken to solve the problems, including promotions of Samudhi officials. MP Chintaka Mayaduna said that the program to provide relief, including Samurdhi, should be restructured after empowering society. State Minister Shehan Semasingh has said that the government has taken maximum measures to solve the problems, including the salary increments of Samurdhi officials. State Minister Shehan Semasingh pointed out the need to encourage Samurdhi recipients to become self-employed persons. The debate on 9 provisions under the Manufacturing Tax Act and on 10 orders of the Excise Ordinance took place yesterday. Expressing his views, MP Harshana Rajakaruna said that members who supported the 17th, 18th and 19th constitutional amendments are in Parliament. He said that the Samagi Jana Balavege parliamentarians believe that the 20th Amendment to the Constitution will not benefit the economy of the country. In his reply speech, State Minister Shehan Semasingh has said that the Good Governance government, which is responsible for the Easter Sunday attacks, has deliberately neglected conducting investigations into the attack. He said that the Good Governance government took personal revenge on opposition members and damaged their dignity. Meanwhile, the report on the demolition of the Anavilundava sanctuary site was submitted to the Parliament yesterday. Earlier, a 5-member committee had been appointed to look into this matter. A special debate will be conducted on this matter today. The bus priority lane will come into effect again starting from the 14th of September, says the Department of Government Information. The move was introduced with the intention of reducing the heavy traffic congestion in Colombo and the suburbs. The bus priority lane was previously implemented in the Western Province under several stages. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
Many projects at Gramanila divisions based on the advice of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The Premier has given instructions to relevant authorities to expedite the development project based on the factors mentioned in Saubhagya Dakma. Accordingly, a sum of 28 billion rupees has been set aside to develop 14,021 Gramanila divisions in the country. The projects include renovation of rural roads, canals, small and medium-scale bridges and rural medical centres. 7 new cases of COVID-19 have been detected yesterday, while the total number of positive cases in the country increased to 3,147. One of the latest cases is an arrival from the United Kingdom, while another is a sea marshal from India, the Department of Government Information confirmed. The remaining 5 are recent arrivals from Saudi Arabia. The epidemiology unit says 189 active cases are currently under medical care at hospitals. In the meantime, the number of recoveries from the disease in Sri Lanka moved up to 2,946 as 11 patients were discharged from hospitals yesterday. Sri Lanka has thus far witnessed 12 deaths due to the virus outbreak. That's local news.
Let's rise with the spirit of success.
In line with the government's development program to uplift the nation, People's Bank introduces the Business Power Loan Scheme to empower small and medium enterprises.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Many projects at Gramanila divisions based on the advice of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The Premier has given instructions to relevant authorities to expedite the development projects based on the factors mentioned in Saubhagya Dakma. Accordingly, a sum of 28 billion rupees has been set aside to develop 14,021 Gramanila divisions in the country. The projects include the renovation of rural roads, canals, small and medium-scale bridges and rural medical centres. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, the motorists and residents in the Pamankada Vallavatta area seriously complain about the sudden road excavation and pipeline fitting process in this area. This has caused immense difficulties to the residents and the motorists to travel on these roads, especially the Pamankada Road and the W.A. Silva Mawatha. The residents see a lot of road excavation work on these roads. As a result, people experience unnecessary traffic congestion during peak hours. The local residents suspect that some of these excavation works are illegal. This is for the attention of the Colombo Municipal Council, RDA, Traffic Police and the Vallavatta Police. The residents and the motorists warn that if these complaints are not taken seriously, then they will take this matter to the President, and that came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, Trump deliberately played down virus, Woodward book says. Moria migrants fire destroys Greek camp, leaving 13,000 without shelter. And in Belarus, Nobel laureate Alexeyevich visited by diplomats amid harassment. US President Donald Trump knew COVID-19 was deadlier than the flu before it hit the country, but wanted to play down the crisis according to a new book. Bob Woodward, the journalist who broke the Watergate scandal, interviewed Mr. Trump 18 times from December to July. Mr. Trump is quoted as telling him the virus was deadly stuff before the first US death was confirmed. Responding to the book, the president said he had wanted to avoid causing public panic over the outbreak. Fires have destroyed Greece's largest migrant camp, an overcrowded facility on the island of Lesbos, leaving nearly 13,000 people without shelter. Some 20 firefighters battled the blaze at the Moria camp, designed for fewer than 3,000 people, as migrants, many suffering from smoke exposure, fled. Greece's migration minister said the fires began with asylum seekers but did not elaborate. The police blocked the roads from the camp to prevent migrants entering nearby towns. European diplomats have been photographed at the home of a Nobel Prize-winning writer in Belarus after she said masked men tried to break in. Svetlana Alexeyevich called journalists to her home on Wednesday after the incident. She is the last leading member of the Opposition Coordination Council still in Belarus who has not been detained. The government has cracked down on dissent after protests swept the country following a disputed election. Back to the headlines of the world news. Trump deliberately played down virus, Woodward book says. Moria migrants fire destroys Greek camp, leaving 13,000 without shelter. And in Belarus, Nobel laureate Alexeyevich visited by diplomats amid harassment. And that concludes world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Moving on to development news, an industrial work plan is being implemented at regional level with the sole objective of developing the local industries. The project is implemented with the expert advice from the local industrialists. Accordingly, similar projects are being implemented in Ratmalana, Kalutara, Millava, Ulapane, Makandura, Uvaparanagama and the Pachiklo areas. That came to you in development news. And moving on to sports, it's tennis. Serena Williams kept alive her hopes of a record equaling 24th Grand Slam singles title with a 4-6, 6-3, 6-2 win over Svetlana Perenkova in the US Open quarterfinals. The American six-time champion 38 struggled early on with a variety of shots from the unranked player who was in her first tournament in 3 years. The Bulgarian 32 broke in the fifth game en route to taking the first set. Perenkova tired as Williams took the second and broke twice in the third. That's sports news. We'll look at business news next.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goal.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The national insurer Sri Lanka Insurance once again becomes the insurance service facilitator for the Airport and Aviation Services Sri Lanka Limited AASL, the state-owned company that operates, maintains and develops all civil airports in Sri Lanka. The official handing over of the insurance agreement and policies took place at the AASL premises with the presence of the chairman of AASL, Major General G.H. Chandrasiri, chairman of the SLIC, Jagat Vallavatta, and the corporate management of both entities. That's business news, economic news up next.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings. Recharge the high goal.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The international financial institutions that were established to bring stability to the world economy and to foster economic growth, such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, should now offer a debt standstill for the year 2021 for all emerging and developing countries to tide over this difficult period created by the COVID pandemic, said State Minister for Money and Capital Markets and State Enterprise Reforms Ajith Niwad Cabral. He was speaking at the Financing the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in the Era of COVID-19 and Beyond meeting of the Meteors of Finance event. That's economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage draw commenced 24th August to 13th September. Discounts up to 40%. Come today to CIB.
The Met Department says showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamu's central and northwestern provinces and in the Gaul and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy falls above 50 millimeters are likely at some places in the Sabaragamu province and in the Kalutara and Nuwara districts. Fairly strong gusty winds, about 50 to 60 kilometers per hour at times, can be expected across the island, particularly in the northern, north-central and northwestern provinces and in the Trincomalee, Hambantota and Nuwara districts and along the western slopes of the central hills. This weather report was published at 4:30 a.m. this morning. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage draw commenced 24th August to 13th September. Discounts up to 40%. Come today to CIB.
To end this morning's news broadcast, a recap of the headlines. Many projects at Grama-Niladari divisions based on the advice of the Prime Minister. The report of the demolition of the Ana-Vilundava sanctuary site was submitted to Parliament yesterday. The report of the 5-member committee on clearing the Ana-Vilundava wetland tabled in Parliament. The bus priority lane to be re-implemented. And more foreign arrivals test positive for COVID-19. That concludes this morning's news broadcast, and now it's back to your hostess this Thursday morning, Yoon, to keep you entertained. Good morning, Yoon, and it's all yours.